There are very many ways to be economical, but for a Ugandan specifically, it is so important how much you drink. And in this video, like we promised, we've dedicated to teaching you how to drink economically. I mean, Mr. Gasozi,
Yeah.
Uganda is one of the countries with the most drinkers globally. Isn't that so?
Gallopers, yes.
Gallopers.
Yes.
Indeed. Good to have you again, Mr. Gasozi.
Nice to be here in this dark, very nice environment.
Well, since we are talking alcohol, it wouldn't make sense to speak alcohol in a non-alcoholish environment or ambience. So a dark ambience is for alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we get into it, Mr. Gasozi, and so many people are excited for this video. Guys, like, share, and subscribe to the Smart Money Hub, and let's get proper into it. But before that, just 1 second, can we recap what we touched in the last episode?
Thank you. Let us recap immediately. We talked about being economical, especially spending inexpensively. We said buy during the right season times, like January and December. We said buy second hand, things like furniture and the like. Don't buy by impulse. Avoid impulsive buying. And try to go to places like trade shows and the like. You'll be able to do your money economically.
And one thing from the last time I went to a trade show, I think I was either not in school, I was after school. I think some years, my first years on TV. I remember one of the things that stood out there was the drinking, because even drinks are cheap at trade shows.
Yes.
But let's get into
very competitive.
Let's get into our drinking. The alcohol video.
Yeah.
Is what we are at now. Where do we start?
Episode 9, we said we are going to do drinking economically, drink inexpensively, nywa ng'okekereza. Let us have some kind of an overview. Alcohol is a very controversial beverage. Very controversial.
In what sense?
Because when you consume it, very many things come into play. Your behavior is impacted negatively most of the time. You find people picking up quarrels after they have drunk, people provoking others, provoking fights, and the like. So, in a way of behavior, it impacts negatively. How else is it controversial? When people consume it, there is a way it impacts negatively on their work. You start being less productive at work, arriving late at work. When you are working, if you drank so much the previous day, you don't perform so well. By the time you want to perform well, the day is almost over. It is around 4:30 p.m. And sometimes people get problems at work because of alcohol. They are given warning letters because of alcohol, and even sacked because of alcohol. Another thing why it is controversial, in some extreme cases, alcohol makes people mad. There is a condition called alcohol-induced psychosis. It is even treated in Butarika.
It's that bad?
Yes.
I'm sure there is quite a number of cases of such.
Yes, some people get, when they drink, they become mad because they have drunk it over time. Health, alcohol is a beverage that has health issues. It can damage your liver. It can bring things like heart disease. So it is not good for health. The body, we are told that the body recognizes it as a poison. Death.
Indeed, it can lead to death in many ways.
Alcohol can lead to instant death. On a bad night, if you overdrink, even if you are so healthy 100%, you overdrink some whiskeys, like competitive drinking or irresponsible drinking, you can die.
But also death by accident.
You can die. So that is how controversial it is. Then the gist of the matter, because we are talking about money. Today, episode 9 is about money. Alcohol can really dig deep into your wallet. Number one, when you are consuming it, because you are buying so much when you are consuming it. Another way it digs deep into your money, post-consumption, after you have consumed it and it has brought to you that very terrible hangover, that terrible sickness, To make yourself alive, you have to go and buy soups,
boiled chicken,
molokonyi, chigere, pork, and a kilo of pork
yeah,
to bring yourself back to life. So
yeah,
you see how it dips
yeah.
into your pocket. So alcohol is, today we are going to look at the pocket part of it. Of course, the controversies cannot end. Some religions call it a sin to consume alcohol, but some religions embrace it. For example, the Catholic religion has no problem with alcohol. The cardinal can go for a bell lager promotion and sip a drink. So let us go straight into maybe the techniques that we can use to drink economically, because we will be very big liars if we try to teach people, to tell people to stop drinking.
Yeah.
It is easier said than done. Even experts say that you shouldn't do it all of a sudden.
You withdraw slowly.
Slowly by slowly. So if you have not reached that time of quitting it and you are still drinking, today we are going to look at the techniques that help you to drink economically. I think we can start and go. Number one, and these techniques that we are going to talk about today are all controversial. People will contest them. Let us start right away. Number one, try to drink at home.
Drink from home. If I have kids, my wife, how do I drink from home? If I have a family, if my wife,
drink from home.
I'll be the devil's advocate.
Of course, all arguments will come against drinking from home, but people have done it. People are still doing it, and it has worked for them. And the research I have made is not on Google. You know, I don't like Google research, so researching so much. You will not get the local examples. I'm going to start with drinking at home, with all its controversies. Example number one, people who drink Gilbey's. I don't know if you know Gilbey's. It is a gin, a strong.
I used to take it when I still used to drink.
Oh,
so
it has what we call. Let me start with the quarter. If you are to drink from home, you just go to any shop, especially wholesale shop. The Gilbey's there is sold at 8,500 shillings. That Gilbey's, the small one, 8,500 shillings. I don't want to name the names of the shops because the owners have not
paid for the ad here.
Paid for the ad, and they have not given me permission to talk about it. That small Gilbey's, you buy it from the shop, go with it at home. It is at 8,500 shillings. But if you go and sit in a bar, we are talking about drinking from home. If you go and sit in a bar, it is either at 20,000 shillings, 17,000 shillings. The cheapest you'll find Gilbey's is 15,000.
That's nearly double or more than double.
Yes. So if you buy it from a shop, sit at home, sit in your living room, sit at the veranda and sip it. You can even call a neighbor if you can buy two, because still two is 17,000. It is still cheap. That is one example.
If I'm a beer taker.
If you are a beer taker, I have hundreds of examples about that. I got this from the research. Someone told me he goes to the depot. This is a drinker who drinks one bottle. But he goes to the depot, buys around 3 crates. He told me he buys 3 crates. The first question I asked him, do you have a fridge that keeps 3 crates? He told me, wait a minute. He buys his 3 crates from the depot. Remember, depot is cheaper than bar. Takes them home and chills them in his fridge. How? He does not have a fridge that can carry 3 crates. What does he do? He told me that his capacity is 6 bottles per day. So what he does, he keeps the 3 crates somewhere in a store. in their warmness in a store. Then he picks 6 every morning and puts them in the fridge. He goes to work in the evening. When he gets back home,
they are ice cold.
They are ice cold. So he drinks his chilled drinks. And they are cheap.
Yeah.
When you buy from the depot, it is not the same as you may go to a bar that sells a beer at 10,000. We have bars that sell a beer at 12,000. Those that sell at 6,000, 8,000, 7,000. The most ordinary bars sell a beer at 5,000. But this guy goes to the depot where the bars buy from.
They sell it at 2.5 or they're about 3,000.
I think about 3,000 today. So another thing he told me, apart from saving the money, apart from drinking economically, he said that in the bar, the beers are not at the temperature
as cold as he would want them.
Yes, because the bar people want to economize on electricity. So they regulate the times they switch on the fridges. You ask for a cold Tusker Light, it has no difference with a warm one. Well, that was a by the way. Yeah, so we are still talking about beer people. Another example, drinking at home. This is another live example. You will not find it on Google.
Let this be the last, because our time is fast spent. I think we shall have a second video.
All right.
For this.
Let this be the last one. Drinking at home. There is a drinker, a very good drinker. I cannot name him because I don't have permission. His wife gave him an idea. She told him, honey, I can see you spend a lot on beer. Why don't we go into a deal? I go and buy the beer, as in Kosubura, stock it at home, and you buy it from me.
Wow, what a wife.
So that instead of the money going out to the bar owners,
it stays within
within the family.
So, did he buy it?
So he bought it. He bought the idea, and up to date they are doing it.
They are still together.
They are still together. Omukyala asubula omwenge n'aguleeta ewaka, omwami n'agugula ku mukyala ku magoba, so that the money remains in home. They are doing two things. The man is drinking economically, and the money is remaining within the home.
He's drinking from home, and the wife is happy seeing him there.
Yes.
This is the smart money have. That's indeed smart money and being economical. Smart. Thank you so much, Mr. Gasozi. No chicken today. Because no time.
No time for chicken. And episode 10 is a continuation of drinking economically.
Bye-bye. Subscribe.